In the heart of ancient Greece, where myths and legends wove the fabric of reality, there existed a realm shrouded in shadows and ruled by a god both feared and revered. Hades, the god of the underworld, held sway over this mysterious domain, and his origins could be traced back to the earliest days of Greek religious and mythological traditions. The tale of Hades begins with Hesiod's Theogony, a poetic masterpiece from the 8th century BC. In this epic work, Hesiod weaves the story of Hades as one of the offspring of the Titans Cronus and Rhea, making him a sibling to Zeus, Poseidon, and Hera. When Zeus and his siblings overthrew Cronus, the world was divided among them, with Zeus ruling the heavens, Poseidon the seas, and Hades claiming dominion over the underworld. It was in the heart of the earth's depths that Hades built his kingdom, a realm of shadows and mysteries. Hades' presence extended beyond Hesiod's verses and into the epic poems of Homer, the Iliad, and the Odyssey. In the Iliad, Hades loomed as an ominous figure, forever associated with death and the afterlife. The Odyssey further explored his role as the ruler of the underworld, where the souls of the deceased found their eternal abode. Yet, despite his importance in Greek mythology, Hades' worship differed from that of his divine kin. Temples and altars dedicated solely to him were rare, as he was perceived as remote and somewhat fearsome. Hades did not seek the adoration of mortals in the same way as his fellow gods, instead preferring to oversee the solemn rituals and ceremonies that accompanied death. It was in the context of funerary rites that he found his rightful place in the hearts of the ancient Greeks. Hades was a deity of stern countenance, for his realm was one of shadows and the afterlife. His visage was often depicted as bearded and somber, reflecting his solemn role in the cosmic order of the Greek pantheon. However, despite the grim nature of his dominion, Hades was not inherently malevolent. He fulfilled a necessary function, maintaining the balance of power among the gods and ensuring the orderly transition of souls to the realm of the dead. The realm over which Hades ruled bore his name, the Underworld, a place where the departed souls sought their eternal rest. This subterranean kingdom, depicted in art and myth, was a land of darkness and echoes, where the shades of the deceased wandered in a joyless existence. As a member of the 12 Olympian gods, Hades occupied a distinct and vital position within the divine hierarchy. His role as the ruler of the underworld held immense significance. Zeus, the king of the gods, ruled the heavens with his thunderbolts, while Poseidon reigned over the tumultuous seas. Hades, in turn, presided over the realm where mortal souls journeyed after death, judging them and determining their fates. In the intricate tapestry of Greek religion, Hades' responsibilities extended to overseeing death-related rituals and funerary practices. People invoked him and offered tribute to ensure the proper treatment of the departed in the afterlife, for his favor was essential in the passage from the land of the living to the realm of shadows. Among the many myths and legends, one story stood out as a testament to Hades' power and influence: the abduction of Persephone, daughter of Demeter, the goddess of agriculture. This tale explained how Persephone became the queen of the underworld and elucidated the changing of the seasons. Hades, captivated by the beauty of Persephone, chose to make her his queen. One day, while she gathered flowers with her companions, he emerged from the earth, seizing her and spiriting her away to his subterranean kingdom. Demeter, heartbroken and desperate to find her daughter, roamed the earth, neglecting her duties as the goddess of agriculture. The world fell into an eternal winter, crops withering and dying in her absence. In the depths of the underworld, Persephone mourned her fate, but gradually adapted to her new role as Hades' queen. He treated her with kindness, offering her pomegranate seeds that unknowingly bound her to his realm. Demeter's grief and the plight of the world moved the gods on Mount Olympus to action. They dispatched Hermes, the messenger god, to negotiate with Hades. Eventually, a compromise was reached. Persephone would spend part of each year in the underworld, corresponding to the changing seasons. Her descent into Hades' realm brought forth winter, but her return to her mother signaled the arrival of spring and the renewal of life. This myth, known far and wide, served as an allegory for the changing seasons, where Persephone's time in the underworld mirrored the barrenness of winter, and her return heralded the rebirth of spring. It also explored themes of love, loss, and the cyclical nature of life and death, encapsulating the worldview of ancient Greece. The ancient Greeks' beliefs about the afterlife and the underworld were intricately linked to their concept of Hades. When mortals departed from the world of the living, their souls embarked on a journey to the underworld, the realm over which Hades held absolute dominion. Upon entering the underworld, souls faced the judgment of Hades, the ultimate arbiter of their fates. It was he who decided the destiny of each soul based on the deeds of their earthly lives. Virtuous souls might find themselves in the Elysium, a paradisiacal section of the underworld reserved for the heroic and the righteous. Others, less fortunate, would wander the asphodel meadows, where ordinary souls spent eternity in a more mundane existence. Conversely, wicked souls faced various forms of punishment in the depths of the underworld, the most dreadful of which was the tormenting realm of Tartarus. To ensure a smooth transition to the afterlife, the ancient Greeks meticulously observed funerary rituals and practices. The deceased's body was carefully prepared, washed, anointed with oils, and dressed in burial garments. Offerings of coins, food, and other items were placed near the tomb or grave, meant to sustain the departed in the world beyond. Mourning and commemoration were integral to these rites. Family and friends would engage in mourning, which included wailing and the symbolic tearing of garments. Tombstones and grave markers served as lasting memorials to the departed, ensuring their memory endured. Mystery cults, such as the Eleusinian mysteries dedicated to Demeter and Persephone, promised initiates a deeper understanding of the afterlife and the mysteries of the underworld. These cults thrived, and their rituals and beliefs offered insights into the ancient Greek concept of the afterlife. The symbolisms associated with Hades were captured in art and literature. Cerberus, the three-headed dog, stood as an iconic guardian of the underworld's entrance, reflecting Hades' dominion. The Helm of Darkness, a magical artifact granting invisibility, symbolized the god's authority and the shrouded nature of his realm. In some depictions, Hades held a scepter and key, signifying his control over the gates of the underworld. His solemn throne, adorned with dark motifs, marked him as the ruler of shadows. Ceremonial robes draped over his somber countenance, distinguishing him from the gods of Olympus. Unlike his divine peers, Hades was not associated with specific animals, for his realm was not one of companionship but of solemn judgment and somber reflection. Despite the relative scarcity of temples dedicated to him, Hades' influence resonated through the religious and cultural tapestry of ancient Greece. The cult of Hades, intertwined with that of Persephone, played a vital role in the rituals surrounding death, ensuring the souls of the departed found their way in the shadowy realms of the underworld. As the myth of Hades unfolded through time, its impact extended beyond the borders of ancient Greece. Roman mythology absorbed and adapted the concept of Hades, equating him with Pluto, the Roman god of the underworld. The tales of Hades and Persephone were woven into the fabric of Roman literature, art, and religious practices, leaving an indelible mark on the Roman worldview. The Etruscans, an ancient Italian civilization, incorporated Greek ideas about the afterlife into their beliefs and funerary art. Meanwhile, other Mediterranean and Hellenistic societies encountered Greek culture and were influenced by the ideas surrounding Hades and the underworld. In the wake of Alexander the Great's conquests, Hellenistic kingdoms emerged across the Mediterranean and beyond, carrying with them the legacy of Greek culture and religious thought. The concept of Hades and the underworld, entwined with the broader tapestry of Greek culture, found its way into the hearts and minds of diverse peoples. Greek literature and philosophy, enriched by the tales of Hades, permeated the intellectual thought of the Mediterranean world. Philosophical discussions on the nature of the soul, the mysteries of life and death, and the moral implications of the underworld resonated in various cultural and philosophical traditions. Even Christianity, as it emerged in the later Roman Empire, bore the imprint of earlier Greek and Roman religious beliefs. Concepts of judgment, heaven, and hell in Christian theology and eschatology can be traced back to the notions of the underworld and the realm of the dead. In the end, the story of Hades and the underworld transcended its origins, becoming a universal narrative that echoed through time, shaping the beliefs and cultural expressions of civilizations far beyond the shores of ancient Greece.